Good evening, YouTube. You guys are now watching another segment of the Cali Effect. I'm here with Zerota,
Hello.
and I'm also here with D-Fish-Fan.
Why, hello there.
And today, we're going to be elaborating on the new ban list. Now, if you guys didn't know, the ban list is subject to change, I believe, every 4 months or something. It's weird, but it changes next in March. And we'll be back in March to discuss that ban list. Ooh, actually, it actually changes when baseball season starts, just around there. So that'll be interesting. We're going to be going over the list as follows. Dragon Ravine is banned. What else is next?
Yeah, I have the whole list written down if you want.
Return from a different dimension.
Go ahead and list it off, Gilbert.
Alright, so all the new changes, so Forbidden...
Just Forbidden.
Yeah, okay, well, Forbidden is Dragon Ravine, Return from a Different Dimension, Self-Destruct Button, and Sixth Sense.
What do you guys feel about that?
Well,
One spell card being banned, 3 traps.
I love it.
Sorry?
It's one spell card that was banned and 3 traps.
I think it's a start. It's a start. It's. I expect a little bit more, but I'll tell you guys later.
God, you wanted the whole world to be banned? Like I expected more.
Oh, Dragon Ruler should have been hit, but there's so much more. I mean, I'm surprised why they didn't even do anything with Infernities.
Yes, I want to get to that later.
I personally think Infernities are fine.
No, they're not.
I think they're perfectly fine.
They're not. I'll tell you later.
I think they're perfectly fine.
Searchable Solemn Judgment, and you can play 3 of them.
That's perfectly fine. It's so limited, even in itself. But limited, Gilbert.
Okay,
Mr.
limited.
Who heard that?
What was that?
Who heard that? I didn't say Gilbert. I said D-Fish fan.
No, yeah. So you want me to go on to limited?
Yes, please.
Okay. To 1, we have all the Dragon Rulers, Debris Dragon, Magician of Faith, Divine Wind of Mist Valley, Final Countdown, Sacred Sword 7 stars, and Spellbook of Fate.
Okay. Anybody want to elaborate on that?
Hell yeah. Okay. I really like... Okay, first of all, if you couldn't tell already, I really love the whole list, but specifically the Forbidden and the ones that are now limited, those are, like, I feel the highlights of the new list. Dragon Rulers, even through playtesting with myself and Cali, like, we didn't playtest a huge amount, but we did playtest some possible solutions of what we thought could fix the Dragon Rulers.
And we have to put the Dragons at 2.
Yeah, well, I still don't...
We didn't playtest at the Dragons at 2, but we decided to put them to 2. And
no,
possibly put them to 1.
After our playtesting, what I learned from it was that Dragon Rulers all had to be at 1.
Wow.
But that was in order to save the support from being banned. And now they ban Ravine, they ban Return, and they ban Sixth Sense, and they put the Dragon Rulers to 1. They don't bring back the babies. What this shows me is this is pretty much the closest we're gonna get to Konami apologizing for the last 2 formats.
Yeah. For the last 10 months, we've been plagued with a deck that doesn't necessarily OTK you. See, if you guys, like I've said before, we've been dealing with tier 1 decks.
OTK. It can OTK, but only in the hands of those who know how to perform an OTK with Dragon
Ruler players will never try to OTK you.
Yeah.
Unless it's a return combo. And then that's, I mean, that's game no matter what.
It is not about an OTK strategy, but they can. If in the hands of the right person.
Yeah, that's what Cali means. It's not meant to OTK, but it can.
If you go back to past formats where decks are tier 1s, the reason why they're tier 1 is because A, they establish board and can OTK you, or B, it's some stupid infinite loop that FTKs you. And that's why the deck was tier 1. Dragon Rulers are not tier 1 for this matter. They are tier 1 because they can outgrind any deck. When you can outgrind Gravekeepers, there's a problem. Gravekeepers is the ultimate grind. How do you outgrind Gravekeepers?
Yeah, that's right.
And not only that, when it outgrinds you, it grinds you with 2,800 beaters, 2,400 beaters, Draco Sacks. It just outgrinds you with cards that cost up so much of your opponent's resources. At the end of the game, even if you did manage to get rid of all your opponent's synchros and Xseed, you still have to deal with the dragons themselves, which is a problem because their attack is so high.
Yep.
Well said.
But I do like the fact that they put the dragons itself unlimited, so that people can still play them in separate decks that are based on the
Yes.
attributes.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't think they would ban them. There's no need to. I mean, me
No need to
feeling
ban
that
them.
they would ban the Dragon Rulers is just like banning Destiny Hero Malicious. There's no point. Put it to 1. Like, if
There's no-
all else fails, put it to 1. I mean, Destiny Hero Malicious can't touch itself if it's at 1, and Dragon
Yeah.
Rulers
I
can't
think
touch
it's
themselves if
fine.
they're at 1. So therefore, they're balanced.
I think malicious is fine at 3.
No, I'm saying the logic behind banning
Oh,
the card
yeah.
is to stop it from
Yeah.
doing something
Yeah.
instrumental. When you put a card like that at 1, it can't touch itself, which is the reason why it made it so good.
Yeah, for
Yep.
sure. And one thing I want to talk about before we move on from the cards that are at 1 is final countdown and self-destruct button being
Oh, Konami finally said sorry.
Yes, that's what it comes down to. They finally realized that these cards are not good for the game. No matter how many trolls love to play them, myself included, with the final countdown, it's not a good card for the game, and I'm really glad to see those gone. Well, at least final
It's
countdown.
annoying. It's
After
really annoying.
how long has Final Countdown have been existing? 8, 7,
Since
5?
Dark Crisis.
So for like
Yep.
8 years. So it's taken them 8 years
Yeah.
to realize one card, this one
No,
card,
it's
while it's
this
not
one
broken.
this one card became stupid
Yeah,
when you
well-
had stuff like Card D and
It's
the
not even.
Swift
It's not even that.
Scarecrow,
It's just.
Battle Fader.
It's just the design of the card. The design of the card is just asinine. It's like burn. It's stupid. Like why?
I mean, me personally, I don't think there should be win condition cards.
Unless it's Exodia, I don't care about it. Well, never mind.
Exodia is
because
fun.
If you take away all that draw power and just have Exodia as it is, that's perfectly fine. I don't care.
Yeah,
Like,
because it's terrible.
yeah, it's just so bad. In like Venom Naga, the deity card,
Uh-huh.
if you can get her off, congratulations, sir. You can have the game. If you find a way
Yep.
to successfully get her off, good job, bro. Good job. And I don't have skill drain already face up on the field, I applaud you.
All right, I'm on it.
And then if I'm dumb enough to lose game 2 because I allowed you to destroy your own monster to summon it, good game, bro. Good game. That's the only thing I can say. He's perfectly fine.
But it is fun to see it in action.
What, Venom Naga?
It kind of
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
I'd rather see Venom Naga in action in Final. I mean, at least you have some type of resistance, some type of game.
Yeah.
With playing decks like Exodia and Final Countdown, it's just watching your opponent.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I literally get on my phone, get on Facebook, comment on YouTube comments. What else? Go plug my son, talk to my wife, talk to Gilbert, call Leo, and then I come back and he's like, "Did you win yet?" He quits out.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
So-
final countdown.
it's a waste of time. I really
But
go ahead.
anyway, what about the self-destruct button?
It's the same thing. It's the
Yeah,
exact
it's
same
same
thing.
logic.
Have you ever
Yeah.
heard of the self-destruct button?
Yes, I know
Alright,
what it
yeah.
does.
They basically sit there. I mean, the worst thing about self-destruct is that they sit there for 45 minutes on purpose.
Yeah, because they're trying to go to time.
Yeah, like, that's the horrible part. They actually sit there for 45 minutes. So while they're sitting there, I can go to Burger King, I can go to McDonald's, I can go get something to eat, I can fuck off with friends, I can do whatever, and then come back and go to time. Like, these
Yep.
concept of Yu-Gi-Oh are asinine. But let me stop rambling over something that's... We already know that why it's going. I'm pretty sure the YouTube community knows why it's going. We just touched on why it should be going.
Yeah.
Magician of Faith back to 1. I love it.
Hey.
Yay!
Hey, that's the next best thing behind Rescue Kitty. That's the next best thing.
I think it's lovely that they did that, because not many people play that many spells during these days,
Yeah.
and everyone thinks that Magician of Faith going back to 1 is good for only spell books. It's not. It's good for any deck,
That's right.
Who will play Magician of Faith?
and
Any
it's
deck.
not even. It's not OP. It's recycle.
I mean, I don't
a
think
spell.
it's OP, but I think it's trash, other than spellbooks.
Okay.
Really?
That's my personal... Yes, I think it's trash.
Wow.
I
don't know about
I
that.
genuinely
Matter
think...
of personal experience
I
with
mean,
the card.
It's almost like Morphing Jar. I played Magician of Faith when it was completely broken. And I remember why it was completely broken. Because I can flip that Magician of Faith to get my Graceful Charity, Pot of Greed, Snatch and Steal, Dark Hole, all those other broken spell cards back to my hand.
Yep.
Now I can flip Magician of Faith to get Dark Hole, Book of Moon.
Dark Hole, Book of Moon, and MSTs.
Yeah, I mean, so I think in most decks it's a complete waste of time unless you're playing spellbooks.
Or other vital spell cards for certain decks.
Yeah, I mean, if you're cramming 18 million spells in your deck, which is more than likely going to be a spellcaster deck, Magician of Faith fits in perfectly. But as of right now, to this second, I can't think of a single deck that would be able to use Magician of Faith effectively.
Maybe Lightsworns.
Yeah, but they'll mill it off, and it's not like me personally, I'd rather have consistency over gimmicky stuff. And
or
it's a
Empty Jar. Empty Jar could benefit from it.
See, that's why I love Kenobi. Empty Jar could go ahead and use Magician of Faith. But with the new stuff we got, with the stuff they didn't touch, oh yeah, it's going to be hard for Empty Jar to win a game.
Yeah. Empty Jar, the last I saw of it, it looks pretty terrible ever since people are aware of it.
I think Morphing Jar should be banned.
Why?
Because it doesn't promote any good play.
I can kind of agree with that because the only use for it nowadays is in Dark Worlds, where it's completely nasty if you get it off.
Or OTK decks.
Yeah, or like Empty Jar and shit like that. I don't know.
I think it's because of Empty Jar. I mean, Dark Worlds, I wouldn't play it in Dark Worlds. I hate giving my opponent 5 full cards. I don't care how many cards they had in your hand initially. But I just think it has no purpose. Like, it's one of those ill-designed cards.
Yeah, I agree with that.
As the game progressed, it just made it's not good. It's not healthy.
Yeah. Anything else we want to touch on the one
Spellbook of Fate. I want to touch Spellbook of Fate.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
To you crackhead Spellbook players, Spellbooks are not dead. You only use Fate on your opponent's turn anyways. You use your tower to recycle Fate. It's not that broken. I'm sorry, guys. It's not that powerful. Oh, it's not that. It doesn't hurt everybody. Run triple masters. Run triple secrets. Run double power. Run 2 of all the shit that you would normally run 1 of, except for like wisdom or not wisdom. What's that card that special summons the spellcaster from grave?
Life.
Yeah, that one still stays at 1, and you'll be fine. You have to manage your spellbooks a little better since one of them is limited. Spellbook players, stop being butthurt over this list because you had 1 card hit. Because there's so many other decks that just got completely eliminated by ban lists.
Yeah.
So be happy that you're still competitive.
Not only that, you'll eventually find good replacements for the lost the
Magician of Faith.
Lost. Maybe, but
I'm
also
running
different
Transmigration of
type of
Prophecy and Magician of Faith.
Just keep in mind there's a good card about to be released, and it's called Skill Prisoner, which is going to be a very, very
I've never heard of that card.
broken card, to be honest.
I'm looking it up right now.
I don't remember exactly what it does. If you can elaborate over it.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now.
Right.
No, if your opponent uses their monster effects to target your monsters, you can activate it as a response to negate the effect that targets.
Okay.
I mean, for example, it stops Big Eye.
It seems okay. It's not that bad.
Yeah, I think it'll be a side deck card possibly.
Yeah.
No,
I think it's a
no,
good
you
side.
can use it as a main deck card. It really works. I've seen YuGiOh for Real Man pretty much using it in every deck, and it works.
Oh whoa, the struggle is real.
That's interesting.
Me personally, like what Gilbert said, I think it's a great side deck card. But if you've seen it in main board, because it's a format change right now. So right now at this second, I don't remember dragons targeting like all the time. Blaster that targets.
Well, I mean, we got to think about the decks that are going to be prevalent in this next format.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like even this format, you have to think of what's prevalent. And if it targets a lot, then this card will probably be a main board. If it doesn't target, then the upcoming next format, it might be a sideboard. But it definitely is a good card. It's a pretty good card.
And not only that, a lot of people will soon play that rank 4 creature that can basically take control of opponent's monster and put it as an overlay unit.
Yeah, that one, Shark Knight or whatever.
Yeah, he's very good.
I love that card.
Yeah.
I love that
And
card.
also, Skill Prisoner is a card that you can use when it's in your graveyard. It's kind of like a breakthrough skill.
Yeah, it has the breakthrough skill effect.
Does it have the breakthrough skill clause?
Yes, where it's only you can banish this from this card from your graveyard, then target one card you control this turn, negate any monster effects that target that card.
Is it only during your turn, the banish effect?
Nope, both turns, but not
Oh, that's
not
pretty
during
dope.
the same turn it was sent to the graveyard.
That's pretty dope. Lightsworns would love that card.
Hmm.
Next for semi-limited.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Okay, let me read off the semi-limited. Chaos Sorcerer and Lone Fire Blossom.
I love that list. I can finally sell my super rare Lone Fire Blossom at its price. I can finally sell
I want to
it.
have it. I want to have it.
Hey, I'm putting it up on eBay. I do have an eBay account. I'm selling my Evil Storms, and I'm going to be selling that Lone Fire Blossom very soon. I got to kiss it goodbye, but finally, Lone Fire Blossom to 2. I have nothing to say about it, though. Not yet.
I can play Teleplants.
I have nothing to say about Lone Fire Blossom right now. Does anybody else have to say anything about Lone Fire Blossom and Chaos Sorcerer?
It's long overdue. I mean, Chaos Sorcerer is whatever. I don't think it's very, like, okay, don't get me wrong. I think it's not bad, but it's not really good. I'm kind of indifferent about it.
All right. Zeroda?
Same story.
Yeah.
All right. Now for Unlimited.
Archlord Christia, Mizuki, Plague Spreader Zombie, TG Striker, Tour Guide from the Underworld, Constellar, whatever M7,
Plethora.
and yeah, that thing, and then Fire Formation Tenki, all to 3.
Okay. Is
Now, you were about to say that you hated the list.
I do.
Tell us why.
Yeah.
Are you guys done with this? You guys have nothing to say about this?
No, I do. I definitely do.
I just because it's a pretty I don't want to say it's a long rant, but I don't want to step on anybody's toes, so I want everybody to know.
Let me get off some of the points that I wanted to hit. Really quick, going back to the one card that I forgot that I wanted to talk about that got limited to 1 was Divine Wind of Mist Valley. I really like that just because it's a stupid card idea.
Divine Wind is a very ill-mannered card. And it was stupid.
Exactly.
It became even dumber when Harpy Dancer came out.
Yeah, exactly. So I definitely wanted to just mention that really quick. But Christia to 3 brings up a lot of problems. I feel that card, even though I can't think of anything per se besides agents that can utilize 3.
Run a whole fucking fairy deck.
Yeah, I mean, you still got counter fairies, and it's looking like another trap format once again. So I think counter fairies could potentially be a thing, but nonetheless, just the idea of being able to use 3 Christias seems abusable in my mind. Zombies, Mizuki and Plague Spreader Zombie to 3.
I think that was dumb.
Even though, once again, it's one of those things, I can't think of anything right now where it seems overly broken besides obviously themselves together. But
Blue-blooded Oni.
yeah, I heard there's nasty combos with the blue
There's an
blood.
FTK, yes.
Yeah. And so, I mean, it's one of those things I have a bad feeling about. TGs were very annoying, so Striker to 3 is kind of just annoying. It's not really, like, amazing, but it's just annoying.
You want to know something funny as hell?
What?
From what I remember, I think TGs only used 2 Striker. But I think you only needed 2. I didn't even know it was at 3 until I looked at it today. Until I looked at the list, and it said no longer on the list. I was like, TG Striker was at 2?
No, it was at 1.
No, I'm talking about last format.
Yeah, it was at 1, wasn't
No,
it?
it was at 2.
It went back to... It
was at 2.
Yeah.
That's right.
But I didn't notice it until now. I was like, I thought it was always at 3 last format.
Yeah,
you're right. It is. I mean, but hey, they didn't use. From what I know, they don't use more than 2 anyways.
Yeah, you don't really need it. Yeah, but it's just annoying.
Yeah.
I thought it was coming off for 1. That's why.
All right.
But Tenki to 3 is gonna bring a lot more consistency to the decks that can use it too. So that's pretty interesting. I actually like that a lot.
All right.
Yep.
Didn't you have a problem with Tour Guide?
Yes.
He had a problem with Reborn Tengu. But
I
that
have
one
a problem with both of them. Tengu is more of an issue in my opinion, just because Sangan's gone. I think Sangan being gone was like the huge problem with Tour Guide. Nonetheless, I still don't have a good feeling about it. I think it's gonna bring back Dark Worlds, which are very annoying as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot about. I'd rather have Tour Guide at 1 than play against Dark Worlds all day.
Yeah, so that's gonna be. Even though they don't have card destruction, they still do have. If they want to, they have the Morphine Jar.
Ew.
And now the 3 Tour Guides. So I don't know. It's just I'm hoping that there's gonna be not there's not going to be abusive tour guide.
Okay. I don't think there's going to be that much abusive tour guide.
Nope.
Yeah.
Zero, do you have anything to say?
Tanky going back at 3 makes me feel like I want to play Fire Fist again and give it a bash.
Fire Fist, I think, are going to be pretty good this format.
The only thing we had hit. You want to know what's funny, D-Fish?
What's up?
I decided to run Blaster yesterday. And I ran 2 copies. I was like, you know what? Let me get Blaster because that spot removal was so necessary in this deck. And I really want to be able to get that spot removal off.
There you go. Just time travel.
And then it got limited. I was like, you know what? It doesn't really hurt that much. We got 3 Tinky. But, can you guys hear my phone?
Yes.
A little bit.
Is it nice?
I know.
It's Anthony. It's Anthony calling me. Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys want to know why I think this list is bad?
Do tell.
Why is this list so bad? Okay, I'm going to go down the list. I know I haven't been that much talkative. I just wanted you guys to get it out, and I didn't want to interrupt anybody because this is going to be a long-ass rant. First of all, Dragon Ravine banned. That's fine. I can deal with that. That's actually... I was thinking about 1, and I was like, no, ban it. That's perfectly fine. Return from the Different Dimension ban. Well, while I don't necessarily agree with it, Dragon Rulers are dead. People will definitely find another way to make Return from the Different Dimension broken, so that's also fine.
Especially with Mizuki.
Yeah, I really, yeah, especially. So I'm like, I don't care about that. Self-destruct button was necessary. I think Final Countdown should be up here too.
I agree.
The Sixth Sense, I didn't give a fuck about. Like it could have went to 3 and I wouldn't have cared. I think it's a very, I think it doesn't deserve to be banned if you ask me. It's a very, it's not a great card, but you know, with light swarms and zombies, people will cry about Sixth Sense, so that's fine as well. Blaster, all the dragons. While I felt that they could have went to 2, I really do respect Konami for really trying to say, hey, we fucked up. All the dragons to no babies coming off the list, even though they could. We don't want to give you guys any form of any type of Dragon Ruler format or let you know we are favoring Dragon Rulers in any way, shape, or form. That's pretty dope. The Divine Wind, the Mist Valley, Final Countdown, perfectly fine. Sacred Swords, Spellbook of Fate, perfectly fine. So if you guys haven't noticed, I have no problems with the limits, even though they do hurt a little for me. My biggest problem is the unlimits. I know it's pretty crazy. My biggest issues are Fire Formation Tenki, Mizuki, Arc Lord Christio, Plague Spreader Zombie, Lone Fire Blossom, Chaos Sorcerer. You wouldn't think
All
that,
of them?
would you? Huh?
All of them?
Yes, those are my problems with the unlimits. Those are my huge problems.
What do you see them doing to the game specifically?
It's not what I see them doing to the game. It's why they're off the list. It's not. It's Konami has time after time after time again proven themselves to only be a business. They have proven themselves not to care about the players themselves. They only care about money. Now, when you guys see this list, you guys get happy. When I see this list, I get mad because these limits that are getting unlimited and semi-limited, some of them shouldn't have never been on the list, period. Like Lone Fire Blossom, it could have stayed at 2. Address the cards that were problematic. Lone Fire necessarily wasn't the card. But why is it coming down to 2? Sylvans. So they can push that new plant trash shit. That's the only reason why it's coming down. Had they not made plants, Lone Fire would still be at 1. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Same thing for Fire Formation Tinky. People were saying, oh no, TheCaliEffect got a Tinky. He's going to be happy. No, I'm not happy. The only reason why I came back is so they can push Boujins. The only reason why Mizuki came back is so they can push vampires. This is obviously a tactical way for Konami to make more money. And I am not happy. Because when Legacy of the Valiant comes out, you guys are going to see why I'm not happy. It's not going to be a balanced format. This happens every list. They give us something nice. They give us something that we like. And then they find a way to fuck it up with the next pack. I challenge Konami not to fuck up this list with the next pack. I challenge Konami to make me eat my words and not fuck it up with the next pack, not fuck it up with the exclusives, not fuck it up with shit. And then my next biggest thing is that they didn't address the cards that are already problematic, like that are future upcoming problematic. We already know Lightsworns are going to be problematic. Address it. That's it. Address it in some way, shape, or form. I don't care if you put Lumina in 2.
Don't think like that.
And put Judgment Dragon in 2. Address the problem. Gravekeepers are going to be one of those other annoying decks. If you don't dress it directly, which I am perfectly fine with, I think Gravekeepers are a very balanced deck. But address something about them. Address the back row. Address decks to be able to be better equipped to play against Gravekeepers so it would be a fair match, except for you can't special summon and every time you activate something I'm going to negate it. Address that shit, Konami.
Dude, you still have Royal Tribute.
That's enough. You still have Royal Tribute too. Like,
Yep.
Konami only addresses it when it makes them money. That's the only time. And that's stupid. That's my problem about this ban list. That's why I feel that this is not going to be a good format come Legacy of the Valiant. And that's why... Oh, and Constellar Plethora M7. This is the biggest reason how I know. Because I read the whole list, and the thing that clicked to me was Constellar Plethora M7. Why was it limited? Does anybody remember?
I actually don't. I was surprised by that.
No, I remember, but at this moment I can't remember. But I knew I heard it.
From what I know, it's supposedly a loop with Constellar Plethora M7.
Really?
So, I don't think the loop has been touched. I mean, they didn't touch much. So I'm pretty sure the loop has not been touched. Or, even if it has been touched, why immediately unlimited? Because Konami is planning for Plethora M7 to be a bigger portion in the next game. Constellars might get more support, and hey, nothing's on the list for Constellars. Evil Swarm might get some more support. Nothing's on the list for Evil Swarm. Come on, bro. I've been playing this game for almost 10 plus years. Actually, 10 plus years. I'm not dumb. When Konami makes a list that's bogus, I can smell it from a mile away. It's my challenge to them to make this an actual balanced format.
Yeah, seems like, I mean, you have very good reasons, and it's pretty obvious, but, like, me personally, I don't care if Konami wants to make money. Like, that's fine, I understand that's why they made this card game as big as it is, but as long as they try to improve the actual gameplay, which, to me, this ban list and the last ban list, I don't think they plan for Dragon Rulers to be still good after that.
I think because they have a shitty R&D department, because you know, we've already talked to the people that actually ran it. They have 2 people playing, and it's fucking shitty. And I looked at the bitch like, are you fucking serious? And she looked at me like it's nothing wrong with it. They have a very crappy R&D department. They did not plan on Dragon Rulers. You know what they really planned on winning everything?
What?
Noble Knights.
Oh.
Noble Knights and Vampires are supposed to run the format. Get that fucking trash out of here.
But I don't know. I think this is, including the last ban list, even though it didn't turn out as good as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, it looked good on paper. So I think these last 2 formats are a step in the right direction for Konami.
My problem with them making money is that it's fine to have a money to, you know, to make your format money, whatever. I don't care. It's not fine when you get so aggressive with your money that you want it to be the sole aspect of the game. Like, if you guys have not noticing, the formats that we've been going through was just to make money. Dragon Rulers were absolute tier 1. Nothing can fuck with it. Okay? For 10 months. Like, that's stupid. Why? Because the 10s were selling. Because the packs were selling. Because the Draco sacks were selling. Now, since they're done with selling Dragon Rulers, they finally hit it. Now zombies and noble shit and all that other Sylvan crap is the new thing. So they want to sell it, sell it, sell it. And then the next thing that's going to be so crazy is that these cards will either disappear or get hit again. Because Konami can no longer sell this stuff. When you make it like that, why not just make everything competitive? People will play a deck because they like the way the deck is. People will buy Konami because they like it.
What about the new Cyber Dragon support that's coming out?
What about it?
Well, what about it as in the current, the list that's about to happen?
Trust me, you know Konami will find some way to make it broken. You know, Konami, if they haven't addressed it in the list and they want to sell it, they'll make some type of exclusive or something to make it happen.
That's actually a good point, because Cyber as a support, like with the whole Cyber Dragon Fusion shit, they have a lot of cards that already seem broken.
Exactly.
They just, people haven't found a way to make it, let's say, consistent or safe to use. But like, that's not too far off. If they find a way to use Overload Fusion fucking consistently,
Konami will drop a, if it's not working by mid-quarter, Konami will find a way to drop it. They'll find a way. Konami is when I used to work for Nike, we always used to make quarterly goals. Now, why do we make these quarterly goals? So we can make the business money. Why does Konami want to make these quarterly goals, aka the ban list, so they can make money? So if Cyber Dragons are their primary aspect, they will find a way. I promise you, they will find a way. Even if it's secretly that Chaos Sorcerer to 2. They'll find a way. Because it's like, hey guys, I have Cybers and they're all lights. And now I have 2 Chaos Sorcerer and my Blackluster Soldier. And then I have my Remove from Play that works with my Cybers. They'll find a way, I promise you. I promise you. Damn you, Konami. Thank you guys for watching another segment of The Cali Effect. Please like, comment, subscribe. But most of all, enjoy.